55 reasons why Modern Warfare 2 is the worst COD game ever made. I'm gonna wait till the 8-second mark so I don't get demonetized for swearing. Alright, this game is awful. Why on God's green earth can't I shoot while I'm sliding? Why does my operator do this weird thing with their weapon? What even is that? I've never seen that before in my entire life. Yeah, let's just point the gun at the ground and do some weird bullshit with it until I'm done sliding. The amount of times I've died sliding when I literally wasn't physically able to shoot a target I clearly outplayed has reached at least triple digits. Why is there a slight delay before sliding right after my button press? Does my operator have to think about it first? Just get down on your cheeks and slide, you dumb f***. You're telling me in this quote-unquote realistic game, I can't also shoot while dolphin diving? Why would I ever dolphin dive instead of drop shotting? This movement option has so much wasted potential, and I don't care if it's nostalgia bait. It's basically useless. Also, you COD fanboys better not tell me that you can use it to escape gunfire. Every time I do that, some bot head controller player aim assist locks onto my foot. The aim down sight speeds are dog shit. We can basically witness Jesus' second coming before any weapon aims down sights. And if a weapon actually has a half decent aim down sight time, you can bet all your hard-earned COD points that every other stat in the gun is complete shit and it's useless unless you're barrel stuffing someone. Which actually leads me into, you will never have any close range engagements unless someone is sitting in a corner with a shotgun. Why do flashbangs last for 15 years? I actually wrote out this entire video in the duration it took for a flashbang to wear off. Then afterwards, a tryhard still jumped around the corner and two-shotted me to the dome even though I could barely see his sweaty ass. Why do stun grenades basically freeze you in place and last as long as the 2022 World Cup? My entire screen has a seizure whenever I fire my weapon. I mean, holy shit. My screen jitters faster and harder than a bodybuilder who snorted 1,000 milligrams of pre-workout before hitting the gym. This game really doesn't want me to hit my shots. Why is it that whenever I die to an absolute bot, I end up getting killed by a garbage class setup faster than a sniper can one-shot? Like, I swear, watching kill counts from the perspective of little Timmy who decided to put a thermal sight in the longest suppressor in the game in his dog shit AR class, and seeing myself getting two-shotted in the lower torso gives me another reason to delete this game forever. Why is it that when I watch bot controller players play and see they have little to no recoil on the weirdest class setups and shoot an absolute straight laser beam, yet I purposely build my classes to mitigate the crap cocaine recoil of every weapon, and I still find my gun kicking harder than Cristiano Ronaldo? It's impossible to win a match of gunfight unless you stay in your sights the entire match. If you don't believe me, try it yourself. Most of the gunfight maps are horrible. The meta has consistently been centered around guns that can hope to compete with the TAC-56 and Vaznev 9K. Spoiler alert, nothing can. I'm just glad they off about making DLC weapons overpowered to make enough money and just made the meta the exact same the entire lifespan of the game. The GS Magna is just a deagle with an automatic barrel. The Lockman Shroud is just a Lockman sub with a suppressed barrel that fires in a burst for some reason. The pickaxe is just a knife that looks like a pickaxe. The M13C is just the M13B with slightly more range and everything else. The TAC-V, TAC-5, whatever it is, it's what the TAC-56 should be if it wasn't overpowered. Why would I ever use this thing over its chiseled and far more attractive younger sibling that does the same but better? Why do I have to unlock 5,000 guns before I unlock the gun that I want? The M16 was so trash until Season 5, despite it being in the F tier for literally 9 months. Getting this gun gold 1 week after the game launch gave me more gray hairs than old age ever will. Activision wanted to, quote-unquote, encourage all different playstyles by making camping the only truly viable playstyle and saying f*** you to everyone who wants to actually move around. Footsteps are louder than gunfire. Footsteps also have discernible direction, but no discernible indication of whether they're above, below, or on the same level as you. I love getting shot from above when I thought they were walking through the door I was watching right in front of me. Perk packages were probably the worst perk system anyone could have designed. Whose brainchild was this? And how on earth did they not get immediately fired? And also banned from the United Nations. Perk packages, when edited, change in every class that particular package is in, meaning if you change one perk for one class, congrats! You've now changed that for every single class you have. Can't tell you how many times that's royally f***ed me before. You also can't edit perk packages mid-game. Seriously, whoever forgot to allow this or whoever voted for this to be a thing needs to immediately be demoted to no longer designing video games. I can't have any ultimate perk or bonus perk at the start of a game, which means I have to change how I play depending on how much time has passed in the match. I love the variety Activision. Maybe if campers couldn't win every engagement anyways, that might have worked. You can't see shit. Half the people that shoot me were just blending into the background and looked like part of the map. Speaking of not being able to see anything, why can't I see enemy nameplates? Now instead of having a chance of actually seeing the wannabe milsim guy who's proning on the far outskirts of the map with a thermo LMG, now we'll just see a barely noticeable little red dot before I get blasted into oblivion by his plus 500% damage range class setup. We don't want to punish players for firing their weapons, but we'll punish anybody that tries to move around at all. Another Activisionary revolution to the greatest fast-paced shooter franchise. Just kidding, that's Titanfall 2. For being called the next generation of COD, MW2 takes everything that would be in a next generation COD, like seamless movement, cool, fast, and scrutinizingly designed maps, snappy and smooth gunplay, and just throws it to the curb and does the exact opposite and makes slow movement, horrible gunplay, and even worse maps. This map actually exists. And then Activision came out and said it was bad on purpose because a game needs bad and good maps. This is the worst design philosophy I've ever heard. Who conceived this map and the reason they created it to be purposely bad and then convinced everyone in the company that it was actually a solid idea? Actually, I shouldn't be surprised because that's probably what they stuck by when they made this game. Because hey, I guess every series needs good and bad games, and they've managed to make a bad one for the last 4 years. When I jump, my gun aims down sights slower. Jump shotting isn't even that difficult. Why was that the defining factor of the ever-closing skill gap? Anyone with a brain can jump shot. Well, not anymore because the gun takes 5,000 years longer to aim until you hit the ground and send the reticle flying into outer space. The Orion camo is so great on paper until you realize it moves more slowly than a sloth that smoked a pound of ganja and doesn't even have the proper lighting to look cool or worth it enough. Why do I have to go through 51 weapons 3 times in order to get Orion? That means grinding out 153 mastery camos without being able to unlock the next mastery camo until every other gun has the same one. It's nice how the base camos are simple and universal, but they always find a way to drag out the mastery grind to the point of being unenjoyable. Because getting launch shots sucks, and it made me quit getting Orion. Having to camp for literally a day of in-game time just to get one shiny silver camo is about the worst expenditure of my valuable time. Getting double kills with launchers has to be the silliest challenge they've ever made, aside from the 50 destroyed ground streaks in Modern Warfare 2019. Why do I have to leave something to a random chance in order to get the mastery camo? Also, if you think the normal launchers are bad, wait until you try to get this one with the Joker. The P90, or whatever whack-ass name they gave it in this game, is a pea shooter. Actually, it's not a pea shooter. It's a pea sub shit. The thing is a spitball shooter. It's an Orby gun. It's a Nerf gun. I don't know what to call it. Just don't use this gun. Now that I'm on the topic, why are some guns just so bad that you'd never use them? Like the LMS or the P90. Like, why pour tens of thousands of dollars into the development of weapons if it's just not going to even be viable? I miss the times when every gun was unique and had its own quirks that set it apart from everything else. Now it's just like, this gun is this one, but shittier. This gun is this gun, but a little better. This gun is a one-to-one replica of this gun with the right attachments. And this gun is literally just the exact same gun with a slightly cooler name. Why are 21 Savage, Snoop Dogg, and Nicki Minaj running around in Call of Duty? Like, I'll give some leeway for Snoop Dogg, because that was kind of funny. But he was like 50 years old in Vanguard, which means that in Modern Warfare 2, he would be 133. Why do I feel like half of my shots that are perfectly on target go right through my opponent? I can't be the only one who notices this, can I? Like, what is happening here? These patterns clearly exist, and people still deny them. Maybe this explains my previous point. Activision charges $70 for the game and still charges $20 every time we want to buy a skin in the store. At least we get boosted by the server when we buy skins. That makes it worth our money. Why would I use the swimming mechanic at all when you're literally a useless sitting duck in the water? I couldn't even pull up my weapon fast enough so someone gave me a head start to shoot them first. This map is straight out of Rainbow Six Siege, and it sure does play like it. This room has more campers than the outside of a Best Buy the night before Black Friday. Paleo's Lighthouse is not only one of the most dog shit maps ever created, and is so supremely boring and motionless, it's also an insult to the legendary estate house that was just copied and pasted onto the map. Whose brilliant conception was this map? It's so bad. The menu UI is awful for a game that calls itself next gen. Now, instead of being able to click what I want in a vertical menu instantly, I now have to scroll through a needlessly complicated horizontal menu after screwing with the main menu. For example, if I want to play a mode that isn't featured on the main menu, I first have to select the mode I don't want to play, then back out. Or, when I click on multiplayer, I have to sit through this weird animation that is far too long. And don't tell me this is just the loading time. We both know that next-gen consoles and PCs can load really fast. Don't insult your equipment just to defend the devs. And AI Robocop literally stalks our in-game chat and can get us banned for saying things that it deems inappropriate, even if no one is offended. Thanks for your input, Activision. This AI is more developed and has more success than COD's dysfunctional anti-cheat. Guess we care more about meaningless, empty words than people actually ruining our experience by aim-locking and shooting us through walls. But who are we kidding? Just the game in and of itself ruins its own experience, so I guess a cheater might make it more interesting. It takes 5 years to queue into a lobby, but if they just removed SBMM and EOMM, it would take 5 seconds. Or maybe it would still take 5 years because nobody actually plays the game anyways. We all paid $70 to have less fun than just spending $10 on a replayable indie game that had love and care put into every line of code. But nope, we just blew our wallets to be guinea pigs for engineered and rigged matchmaking. That's a lot of bad things, and I could probably make 100 more. If you guys like this, Please like and subscribe. This was hilarious to make, but also I messed up so many lines. Here are some bloopers. 55 reasons why Modern Warfare, every other stat in the gun is complete shit and is useless unless you have... You can bet all your hard-earned COD points. Where is it? Okay, there it is. And I still managed to find my gun kicking harder than Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh my gosh. It's such a long sentence. The pickaxe is just a knife. That looks like a pickaxe. You can bet... Oh my... I end up getting killed by a garbage class setup. Someone... Oh, I thought you looked over. And everything else. Can't tell you how many times that's royally me before. Now, instead of actually having a chance to actually... Another act of visionary revolution to the greatest Like, why pour tens of thousands of dollars into the development of early... I have to sound as angry as I can, because I'm not actually mad right now. Like, why pour tens of thousands of dollars into the development of weapons if it's just going not... Oh my gosh. This gun is an exact one-to-one replica of... An AI Robocop literally Oh, jeez. Yikes. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow, and I got buddies that are trying to grow too, so if you want, go into the description and check them out. We're all spreading the truth about COD, one video at a time. That being said, if you want a part 2, just let me know. Take it easy.
No.